My love, they're not happy about you. I wish this was one of those stories, where everyone smiles when they see us together, where people clap, cheer, say you two are perfect for each other, but it's not. The truth is, they're not happy about you. And by they, I mean the people who think they know what's best for me. Family, old friends, even strangers who've only seen us through a screen. They've built this idea in their heads of the kind of person I should be with. And because you don't fit into their neat little box, they can't handle it. It started with small comments, the kind they say with a smile, so it doesn't sound like an insult. Oh, interesting choice. You two seem different. Hope you know what you're doing. At first I brushed it off. I told myself they just didn't know you yet, that once they saw what I see, they'd change their minds. But as time went on, I realized it's not about knowing you. It's about holding on to their own picture of my life. A picture you don't fit in, no matter how much love we have. They've asked me more than once, are you sure? Like love is some math equation that needs double checking. Like I haven't already made up my mind 100 times over. I won't lie, it's not easy being in the middle. On one side, I have you, warm, real, the person who makes me feel safe just by breathing next to me. On the other side, I have voices telling me I'm making a mistake, that I'm risking too much, that I'll wake up one day and regret it. They don't see the way you care for me when no one's looking. They don't see the way your eyes soften when I'm too tired to even speak. They don't see the late nights you've stayed up just to make sure I'm okay. They only see what they want to see. And every time I hear their doubts, I want to grab you by the hand and tell you, my love, they're not happy about you. Not because I believe them, but because I don't want you. Thinking my silence means I don't notice. I notice, I hear it, and I choose you anyway. It didn't take long for the whispers to turn into real conversations, and by conversations I mean people cornering me with their opinions like they were doing me a favor. One evening, I was sitting at the table with a few of them, and someone finally just said it straight. You could do better. Just like that. No filter, no thought about how those words might stick to me or to you. I remember my hands tightening around my glass. Part of me wanted to keep calm, but another part of me, the part that's tired of pretending I don't hear the jabs, wanted to throw their words right back. So I did. I told them, better isn't about what you see. Better is about what I feel. But they didn't stop. They started listing reasons. The way you talk, the way you dress, the way your life doesn't match their checklist. And all I could think was, none of that has ever kept me up at night. None of that has ever made me doubt you. So why should it now? Later that night, I came to you, and I told you the truth. My love, they're not happy about you. You didn't get angry. You didn't cry. You just looked at me with this calm expression, like you already knew. And then you said something I'll never forget. They don't have to be. As long as you are. Those words. They hit me harder than all the criticism I'd heard. Because you were right. At the end of the day, I'm the one who wakes up next to you. I'm the one who shares my laughter, my bad days, my quiet moments with you, not them. Still, it's not like the pressure stopped. If anything, it got heavier. Some people started pulling away, others got bolder, asking me if I was sure every chance they got. It became this constant push, like they were trying to make me choose their approval or your love. And that's when I realized they weren't just unhappy about you. They were unhappy about the fact that I wasn't living by their rules. And that's a fight I'm willing to have every single day. It was only a matter of time before the quiet criticism turned into action. They didn't just want me to hear their opinions anymore. They wanted proof to back it up. Proof that you weren't right for me. One afternoon, I got a message from someone I've known for years. It had a screenshot attached and a short line. Thought you should see this. I opened it, and there it was. A picture of you, taken without your knowledge, in a place you told me you were going. Nothing wrong with it, but they wrote a little caption, trying to twist the story. Something about wonder who they're with, and doesn't look like they're thinking about you. My first reaction, anger, not at you, but at them. Because this wasn't about caring for me anymore. This was about building a case, like I was on trial for loving you. The thing they didn't understand is, I know you. I know your laugh, your habits, your way of holding your bag when you walk. One photo taken from across the street wasn't going to erase years of knowing your heart. But they didn't stop there. They started telling little stories, half true, half made up. Stuff you'd done years before you met me. As if your past is some kind of weapon they can use to make me walk away. I'll admit, it got to me for a moment. Not because I believed them, but because it hurt to see how far they were willing to go just to make me doubt you. And I started to wonder, if they were willing to twist things this way, how much of what they've told me in the past about other people was twisted too? That night, I sat across from you watching you talk about something completely different. And I thought, if you only knew the kind of storms people were trying to throw at us, you'd probably still smile the same way. Because that's you. You don't waste energy on hate. So I told you again, quietly this time, my love, they're not happy about you. And you just reached for my hand, like you always do. No big speech, no defense, just a touch that said, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'd been holding it in for too long. Every whisper, every side comment, every friendly warning had been building up inside me, like pressure in a bottle. And that day, the bottle cracked. We were all in the same room, me, a few family members, and a couple of old friends. The conversation started out light, just random catching up. But then, like it always does, it circled back to you. Someone said, "We just worry about you." Another one added, "We're only saying this because we care." I put my cup down, hard. "You don't care," I said, trying to keep my voice calm, but steady. "If you cared, you'd respect my choice. You'd see what I see instead of looking for reasons to tear it down." They tried to backtrack, saying I was being too sensitive, but I wasn't letting it slide this time. "You've been feeding me doubts, sending me things, twisting stories. That's not care. That's control. And I'm done pretending it's anything else." The room went quiet. Some looked away. Some looked offended. One person even muttered, "You'll regret this one day." Maybe I will, I thought. But it won't be because I listen to people who only see love as a checklist. It'll be because I trusted my own heart, and I'm okay with that. After it was over, I walked out feeling lighter but also knowing this wasn't the end. Some would keep trying. Some would pull away completely. Either way, I'd made it clear this wasn't their decision to make. When I saw you later, I didn't even have to explain. You looked at my face, read everything in my eyes, and just smiled that small, knowing smile. And for the first time in weeks, I felt peace. Because no matter what storm was still brewing outside, inside our space, it was calm. And that calm was worth more than anyone's approval. It came from the one person I never thought would try it. Someone so close to me that their opinion had always carried weight. Someone whose approval I'd spent years wanting without even realizing it. They didn't come at me with rumors or screenshots like the others. They came softly. They waited until it was just the two of us, sitting in a quiet corner. Then they leaned in and said, "I just don't want to see you hurt." At first I thought maybe they were finally going to drop it. But then they started talking about patterns they'd seen, about how love can blind you, about how they've been there, and know how these stories usually end. And I'll be honest, this one was harder to brush off. Not because I believed them, but because they weren't speaking like someone trying to control me. They were speaking like someone afraid. Afraid I'd choose wrong. Afraid I'd end up broken. I'm not telling you to leave them, they said. But I need you to think, really think, because I'd rather you be alone than with the wrong person. That's when I realized they were never going to see what I see. They were never going to feel the calm I feel when you're near, or understand why I'd rather face every storm with you than sit safe and empty without you. I told them, gently but firmly, I've thought every single day since I met them, and every single day I choose them again. They sighed, like they were letting go of something they'd been holding tight, and maybe they still didn't agree, but they didn't push any further that day. When I walked away from that conversation, I didn't feel angry. I felt certain, because if I could stand in front of the person whose opinion mattered most and still choose you, then I knew I wasn't choosing wrong. Later that night, when I told you about it, you just held my face in your hands and whispered, I'm not going anywhere. And for me, that was all I needed.